John, congratulations on your new
Thank you.
position. Tell us a little bit about what your new role entails for you.
Well, the Managing Director of TFWA is responsible for implementing the strategy that's defined by our board and management committee. I'll be looking after obviously the two major events that we organise every year in Singapore in May and here in Cannes in October, but also our range of conferences that we organise, and also the other activities that we undertake on behalf of the industry. So it's a fairly multifaceted role and one that's quite rich and interesting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting started in earnest.
Over your career in duty free, you've sort of seen it from many different aspects with different positions you've held. How does that insight help you in your new position?
Well, I think, as in any industry, I think it's always interesting to see it from different perspectives. And as you say, I've been fortunate enough to see our industry from a few over the years. It's been fascinating to see the industry develop over a number of years, and I think I can say that it's compared to back in 2000 when I first joined the business. I think when you see what exists out there in terms of airports, in terms of cruise, in terms of downtown border, in-flight, all the different sectors of our industry have advanced so much since those days, and it's been really interesting and fascinating to see that firsthand. So yeah, I'm quite proud of what our industry's become over that time, and I hope to, in my new role, to be able to help us to push it forward a little bit further.
You touched there on the changes the industry's gone through, and obviously there's the changes happening at the moment have been well documented and much discussed. What do you think are the biggest challenges facing GTR at the moment? Changing
consumer tastes are always a big challenge, I think for us. I think also, as our president Eric Mortensen said in the conference on Monday, we also have to make sure that the relationships between the major stakeholders in our industry, the landlords, the retailers and the brands are balanced, and that the share of risk and reward is equitable, because if it isn't, then ultimately it's the traveller that loses out in terms of the experience that they have. So I think we want to be a positive force in the industry. We want to be able to bring people together, to foster debate and to foster positive exchange. So I think when Eric was talking about one industry, I think he mentioned that the interests of our business, the interests of the different stakeholders, brands, landlords, retailers, should be aligned, often are aligned, and certainly should be. And I think that's the ethos that we want to work to. We want to bring people together. We want to give a platform to our industry, and that's really what these events are all about.
You mentioned in your new role you're involved with TFWA's strategy and the formulation of that. What is the strategy going forward?
I think, generally speaking, as I say, I'm not going to try and mend anything that's not broken, but really it's a question of building on what we already do, and listening to people, really trying to understand what people's frustrations might be with what we do, and to try and put them right.
The Digital Village is a new addition this year. Do you have other things that you'd like to see sort of improved or added to enhance the experiences?
One of the frustrations that always exists is the fact that in Cannes in particular we're very constrained by space. It's a fantastic venue here, and I think most people who come here would agree with that, but we are full to bursting in terms of the exhibition space. So we're conscious of that, and we know that there are exhibitors who would like more space. There are exhibitors or potential exhibitors on the waiting list who can't wait to come in. And we know that it's not an easy situation for them, but we're doing all we can to always look at how we can add more space, how we can be more efficient with the space that we have. So I'll be working very closely with our exhibitions team to make sure that we address that.
How do you think duty free is dealing with innovating and dealing with the costs of it?
Really, the level of innovation, the level of newness, and the quality of the stores is fantastic now. It's absolutely amazing, some of the shops that you see around the world in our industry. So there's a lot of very good stuff that's being done, and I think a lot of the retailers and the brands that they sell can be very proud of what we've all achieved together. There's always more we can do. I think the points that Eric was making, and some of the points some of our speakers were making at the Digital Focus workshop this morning, were that we need to make sure that that balance of the share of costs and the balance of risk and reward in the contracts that exist in our business. We need to make sure that's fair, because if it's not, then it becomes very difficult for any one of the stakeholders to make the investments that we need to make in order to enhance the customer experience. So that seems to me to be the starting point. But again, we see Stephanie from Lagardère was talking about the robots that they're introducing in Rome, which I'm looking forward to seeing. And there's all kinds of different things that are happening that I think we can be proud of. So yes, we need to innovate more, but we're already doing some very good work. But let's challenge ourselves and really try and work together to make sure that we're going to always appeal and always provide an exceptional customer experience.
John, that's great. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much indeed.